What's up? We are going through last minute player props for tonight. We are looking at NBA player props mainly, as well as NHL player props. So I just locked in a positive EV PrizePicks entry. Again, on PrizePicks, you want each of your picks to have an implied win probability, a break-even win percentage above 57.74% for your PrizePicks entry to be positive EV. So the first pick I went with is Ryan O'Reilly over 2.5 shots on goal. Again, the value is insane. Pinnacle Sportsbook, this is now an arbitrage bet, an arbitrage betting opportunity between PrizePicks and Pinnacle, where you are getting implied odds of minus 137 on PrizePicks, and Pinnacle has it 50 cents away at minus 187. So if we throw that into a zero vig odds calculator, minus 187 plus 149, the zero vig fair line would be minus 162.24. So this bet has a win probability. This player prop has a win probability of roughly 62%, right? Which beats the break-even win probability of 57.74%. So for any two player props in your entry on PrizePicks, you want to be getting above a 57.74% implied win probability from Pinnacle Sportsbook, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, minus 187 plus 139. We can see that our implied win probability here is 61.87%. So this is a great pick to include. We included it in our past entry, but then I have an NBA player prop for today that just showed up. So again, this is an ARB to Caesars. Implied odds are an ARB to Caesars. You can see that PrizePicks is giving us the implied price of minus 137, which we've showed previously. And we're getting, and this is minus 185 on Pinnacle, minus 180 on DraftKings, minus 170 on Caesars. So we're getting insane value on PrizePicks, right? Because PrizePicks sets the prices exactly the same for the over and the under. Any two-pick entry you select is going to be plus 200 odds, putting down $20 to win $40 of profit, right? 20 to win 40. So long story short, what I ended up going with for my last-minute player props on PrizePicks, two picks, $250 I put on it to win $750 total, of which $500 is profit, so plus 200 odds, is Robert Williams to record over half of a turnover, so just to have one turnover, and Ryan O'Reilly over 2.5 shots on goal. NBA player prop for tonight, Heat versus Celtics game 4, and then Ryan O'Reilly over 2.5 shots on goal in the Avs Blues game. So if we go through the implied win probabilities from Pinnacle, so using a zero vig odds calculator, right, we just take this 61.87%, we put it into here. Well, one sec. So what were the odds on Pinnacle? Minus 187 plus 139. I apologize. So minus 155.72, 60.9%, which we can see right here. Then we did the same thing for Robert Williams. So minus 185 plus 136. Zero vig win probability of 60.5%. So again, we're beating the break-even win percentage we need to beat of 57.74%. And long story short, we have two positive EV player props in our PrizePicks entry, right? You need at least two because PrizePicks doesn't allow you to just wager on one player prop. You need at least two player props in your entry. So we're looking for two positive EV player props on PrizePicks to include into our entry. And we found two. One in the NHL, one is an MLB player prop for tonight, Heat Celtics game. So Robert Williams over half of a turnover has a 60.5% win probability according to Pinnacle Sportsbook, the sharpest sportsbook in the world. And then we have Ryan O'Reilly shots on goal, and the win probability for that was 60.9%. So these player props, our NHL and NBA player props, are uncorrelated. So the probability that we win both of our player props is just the probability. Robert Williams has a turnover and Ryan O'Reilly has over 2.5 shots on goal. So we just multiply these two numbers together. The win probability for our PrizePicks entry is 36.8%. So our loss probability is just, 1 minus our win probability, which you can see right there. And we're staking $250 to win $500. The EV is $26 and the edge is 10.5%. So an extremely profitable PrizePicks entry, last minute betting, sharp, player prop picks. Thank you to OddsJam, constantly scanning these odds, hunting down value for us, right? Robert Williams, over half of a turnover. We've said this before. Whenever you have an arbitrage bet, an arbitrage betting opportunity, you know that there has to be a mathematically profitable bet, right? So here, the implied odds on PrizePicks are an arbitrage opportunity to Pinnacle Sportsbook, the sharpest sportsbook in the world. So either PrizePicks is wrong, and they shouldn't be showing this market, or Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, is wrong. So you want to be placing the player prop. You want Ryan O'Reilly over 2.5 shots on goal in your entry. So that's what we went with. So pretty excited about this entry. And then same thing with Robert Williams, right? It's an ARB to Caesars. So either Caesars is wrong or PrizePicks is wrong in offering this, in offering a line on Robert Williams over half of a turnover. That's why it's so critical when you're using PrizePicks to use OddsJam to compare odds to other sportsbooks, right? You want to compare the lines on PrizePicks to sportsbooks. It would literally be a disaster to have Robert Williams under half of a turnover in your PrizePicks entry because you're getting an implied price of minus 137 when Caesars is giving you plus 140, right? 77 cents of difference. That's why it's so critical to use OddsJam when you are using PrizePicks. So those are my PrizePicks picks for today, and an explanation of how you can use PrizePicks or use OddsJam to find the best picks available on PrizePicks. And actually, we see another wager available. So David shots on goal. So let's go to this guy. And we can see we're getting decent value. It's not super positive EV, minus 168, plus 124. Maybe a little bit of value on this. A tiny bit of value. So if you wanted to create a 3-pick entry, we can actually add another. So we can go to NHL and we can go to Ryan O'Reilly, shots on goal, over. And then we want David, shots on goal. I believe we wanted the over here. So I'm not going to run through the math of everything again, but let's go back to the arbitrage page, the arbitrage screen. So a few opportunities on PrizePicks. This had tiny EV, not a ton, but minus 137 for him. So Avs game, Ryan O'Reilly. Now I will say Ryan O'Reilly is on the same team. They're both on St. Louis. They're both on the Blues. So there may be a little bit of negative correlation. If Ryan O'Reilly has more shots on goal, then maybe David is less likely to have shots on goal. So maybe we just add in him with Robert Williams turnovers. So let's go down to Robert Williams turnovers. So maybe we just layer in another one. Again, this wager on David Perron, I'm not even sure who this guy is. I'm literally just following the math. I don't know that much about hockey. But as you can see, the Ryan O'Reilly bet is better on PrizePicks, right? There's higher value in Ryan O'Reilly shots on goal versus David Perron, whatever this guy's name is. So maybe we just place this one a little smaller for today. So 150 on this one. Why not? I'm ready to gamble. So we got open entry number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. 5 positive EV PrizePicks entries for today. Jaylen Brown over 3 assists. Jimmy Butler over 4 assists. David Peterson over 3.5 strikeouts. Ryan O'Reilly over 2.5 shots on goal. Then I bet it again. Robert Williams over half of a turnover to record a turnover. Ryan O'Reilly over 2.5 shots on goal. David Perron, Robert Williams. Let's make some money.